What if this moment, right now, is not real? Not in a spiritual sense, not in a philosophical sense, literally, physically, mathematically, not real. What if you, this room, this planet, this entire universe is running inside a computer? And what if the scientists and philosophers who have looked most carefully at this question are not laughing at it? What if they are losing sleep over it? In 2003, a philosopher at Oxford University named Nick Bostrom published a paper. It was not long, it was not complicated, it was 9 pages of clean, careful logic, and it quietly terrified the scientific community. The paper was called "Are You Living in a Computer Simulation?" and its argument was devastatingly simple. Bostrom said that one of 3 things must be true. Option 1. Almost every civilization in the universe goes extinct before it becomes technologically advanced enough to run detailed simulations of reality. Option 2. Advanced civilizations exist, but for some reason they have no interest in running simulations of their own history or of other worlds. Option 3. We are almost certainly living inside a computer simulation right now. That is it. Those are the only options. One of them must be true. And here is why the argument is so hard to escape. If even one advanced civilization has ever run even one detailed simulation of a universe, then simulated universes already outnumber real ones. And if simulated universes outnumber real ones, then the probability that you are in the real one approaches 0. Bostrom himself does not know which option is true. Nobody does. But the logic is airtight. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Now let us look at the universe itself. Because if you were going to design a simulation, what would it look like? It would run on mathematics. Every law, every force, every interaction described by precise equations. Our universe runs on mathematics. Not approximately, not roughly, exactly. Every physical constant, the speed of light, the gravitational constant, the charge of an electron, is a precise number. Not a range, a number. Exact to decimal places that stretch beyond what we can measure. Physicist Max Tegmark at MIT has spent his career arguing that this is not a coincidence. He says the universe is not described by mathematics. It is mathematics. That the physical world and the mathematical world are the same thing. And if the universe is fundamentally mathematical, it is fundamentally computable. But it goes deeper than that. Look at matter itself. You were taught in school that matter is continuous. That if you zoom in far enough, you find smaller and smaller particles forever. That is not what quantum mechanics shows us. Quantum mechanics shows us that reality comes in discrete chunks, minimum units. Below a certain scale, called the Planck length, space itself has no meaning. You cannot go smaller. Exactly like pixels on a screen. Look at the speed of light. Why is there a maximum speed in the universe? Why can nothing travel faster? In a simulation, there would be a processing speed limit, a maximum rate at which the computer could update the state of reality. We call it the speed of light. Look at the way quantum particles behave. When no one is observing them, particles do not have a definite position. They exist in a superposition of all possible positions at once. The moment you observe them, they snap into a single definite location, exactly as a simulation would work, rendering only what is being looked at, leaving everything else in an undefined state to save processing power. The universe behaves exactly like you would expect a simulation to behave. Not approximately, exactly. Now let us talk about computing power. In 1972, the most powerful computer in the world filled an entire room. It weighed several tons. It could perform a few million calculations per second. The phone in your pocket performs several trillion calculations per second. In 50 years, computing power has increased by a factor of trillions, and it is still accelerating. Now think forward. Not 50 years, not 100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years. A civilization even a few hundred years more advanced than us would have computing power so vast it is essentially incomprehensible. A single computer in that civilization could simulate not just one universe, but billions of universes, each one containing billions of galaxies, each galaxy containing billions of stars, each star with its own planets, each planet with its own civilizations. Billions of simulated universes running simultaneously. Right now, how many universes exist? If even one advanced civilization has ever built a simulation, there is one real universe and potentially billions of simulated ones. The math is simple. What are the odds you are in the real one? Elon Musk has said publicly that he believes the odds we are in base reality, the real universe, is 1 in billions. Neil deGrasse Tyson said at a scientific conference that he finds it easy to conclude we are probably in a simulation. These are not conspiracy theorists. These are people who think carefully about evidence for a living, and they are not laughing at the question. But here's where it gets personal. Because if we are in a simulation, there should be glitches. Moments where the system hiccups, where the rendering fails, where something slips through that should not be possible. Have you ever experienced deja vu? That overwhelming feeling that you have lived this exact moment before. This exact conversation. This exact room. This exact feeling. Neuroscientists will tell you it is a misfiring of memory systems. A brief confusion between the present moment and the past. But in a simulation, deja vu would make perfect sense. It would be a rendering loop. A moment the system replayed. A brief stutter in the processing of time. Have you heard of the Mandela Effect? Millions of people across the world sharing identical false memories of things that never happened. In a simulation, this would make sense too. It would be a version update, a patch, a change the developers made to the code, and the memory wipe was not quite complete. And then there is the double slit experiment. When scientists fire particles at a screen with 2 slits, and no one is watching, the particles behave like waves, passing through both slits simultaneously and creating an interference pattern. The moment a detector is placed to observe which slit the particle goes through, the interference pattern disappears. The particle suddenly behaves like a particle. The act of observation changes the behavior of reality. If the universe is a simulation, this is exactly what you would expect. Why render the full complexity of a quantum wave function when no one is looking? Save the processing power. Render the simple version. Only snap reality into its definite state when something is actually observing it. The universe is not rendering what you are not looking at, just like a video game does not render what is behind your character. So if we are in a simulation, who built it? This is where the question becomes almost impossible to hold in your mind. Option 1. Future humans. A civilization thousands of years from now, running simulations of their own past, studying history, running experiments, exploring what might have been. We are their ancestors. This video, this moment, your entire life, data in their research. Option 2. An entirely alien civilization. A species so different from us we could never recognize them as creators. Running our universe the way we run a screensaver, casually, without much thought. Option 3. We will never know. Because a character inside a video game cannot look outside the game. They can only see what the game shows them. The rules of the simulation are the only rules they will ever have access to. We are inside the system, and the system does not come with documentation. But here's the question that matters most. If you cannot tell the difference between a simulated universe and a real one, does it matter? Your pain is real. You feel it. Your love is real. You feel it. Your choices are real. You make them. Even if the substrate underneath everything is code, the experience is indistinguishable from base reality. But it does change one thing. If this is a simulation, then the laws of physics are not laws. They are settings, and settings can be changed. Everything you believe is impossible, faster than light travel, consciousness after death, the bending of time, might not be impossible at all. They might just require a different version of the code. And death itself. If reality is a simulation, death might not be an ending. It might be what happens when your instance of the program is closed. And somewhere, in whatever exists outside the simulation, something continues. Tonight, when you go to sleep, your brain will shut down this reality and load another one. A dream. A world that feels completely real, with its own physics, its own logic, its own people who seem entirely conscious. And then you wake up and realize none of it was real. Now ask yourself one question. How do you know you have ever woken up?